What's good, people? It's currently 6:30 a.m. here in Medellin, Colombia. I'm in my apartment, but I'll step out on the balcony because we have this killer view. But yeah, I woke up at 5:30 a.m. today. Actually, before 5:30 a.m. I only checked the time at 5:30 a.m. I was just kind of in bed thinking. This is actually my last full day here in Colombia this trip. I expect to be back. A lot of possibilities lay before me, and with that comes a lot of stress because honestly, I came here to Colombia with the idea of rebranding the agency, and I just said, you know what, I'm basically gonna cut clients off for all the month of November and just jack my prices up. That way I can just purely focus on this one thing. As I was focusing, I didn't do any outreach at all. People started just coming to me naturally, and I thought to myself, I was like, okay, this is good, but I'm gonna quote them high because I am pretty busy right now. I'm working my own thing. And then I still had one or two clients that I was finishing up, and people were responsive and they hit those prices. A lot of them I didn't even need to get on sales calls for. And now I have a lot of work and it's a lot of tight deadlines. But the first thing I thought about was, oh my gosh, how am I gonna get all this done? Second off was, where do I allocate my time, my money right now? And then I finally was just like, let me put that all away and think about the one thing that truly is important, which is what I think is my purpose here, and how do I provide the best results to the people who entrusted me with their businesses in order to fulfill on these services of web design, branding, all that. Already, I've been finding the pressure coming up, and I actually have to get this rebrands done today, and then I'm announcing it on Wednesday. So it's gonna be a lot happening, but this is the life. This is the life that I wanted, that I chose. Sometimes I think, I'm like, wow, what if I stayed in that job as a graphic designer in an agency in-house and I didn't have all this stress and I was locked into one place? Would I be in a relationship right now? Would I be living in a certain type of house? What would my salary be? And the opposite occurs. That's what I was thinking about when I was working a job. I was like, what would my life be if it was like this? If I was working on my own time, traveling with some of my best friends are right now sleeping in there right now, which is insane. And I definitely would choose this every single time for myself, but it shows that there is a reason why the system is built like it is and people do have jobs. Yeah, right now it's just gonna get stuck into work for the day. Thought I should create this video beforehand because I haven't updated it in a while, and I might send this over to my editor to do just because I really feel like putting out something artful. But who knows, I might just upload it straight up as is. Either way, if you're choosing this life, working for yourself, building your own company, it's not all that easy. And there's times where it's dipping, and there's times where you feel on top of the world. And even when you should feel on top of the world, like I should feel right now, where I woke up to a deal that I actually really wanted this morning. I wasn't expecting the deal to go through. With that came just more stress. So I just journaled, meditated, so that way I could just relieve the stress. And honestly, I'm gonna just be present in the moment because this is absolutely beautiful. I wish I could just turn the camera around. You guys can just see the back of my head while I'm speaking. But yeah, like absolutely unreal views. I see the entire city, I see the mountains, and I actually don't know where I'm gonna spend 2025. It's crazy. This is what I dreamed. I've traveled to 6 out of 7 continents. That's insane to say. At this point, I've accomplished a lot of my dreams, and now it's a matter of accomplishing my purpose. So if you're ever doubting yourself, just know there's always an alternate path. There's always a third option, as one of my friends like to say. Just think to yourself, even if I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place, which one would I rather choose? This might be a bit of survivor bias, but the path that you choose wholeheartedly, you're more likely to get the results that you want. And I've been very aware of survivor bias, of like, oh, there's all these guys making all this money, and they're like, oh, just like literally go after your dreams and they'll happen. Look where I am now. It's interesting to capture this moment in time in my head. That way I can look upon it later, be like, this is what I was doing at 23, right before I turned 24, staying in a high-rise apartment with 2 of my best friends who also run their own business. Like literally, we had a friend over last night, and he came over, ate lunch. We all ate like really healthy meals, ate dinner, and we were scrolling on our phones. He was like, let's stop scrolling, let's put on some YouTube. And I was expecting him to put on some brain rot YouTube, but no. Like these are the types of guys that put on Naval Ravikant podcasts in the middle of the afternoon for leisure. thinking about that, just thinking about the forms of leverage, and it's amazing what the types of people I'm around program themselves with. Being around those types of people, that's probably one of the highest leverage things you can do. I've really found people is the way that I've made my business come true. And yeah, because we don't just exist in a vacuum. When you're just doing cold outreach, those are just email addresses, names on a screen. But get around people. That's probably one of the biggest things I can say. It's hard for me to actually record this YouTube video as much as I want to do it because I feel the stress coursing through my mind. But this is a reframe that I'm actually feeling right now, is stress is just excitement. That's all it is, really. It's just excitement. I'm more excited than ever to do these projects, that's for sure. It's crazy to see, like, I woke up when it was still dark, and now I see this beautiful city. We can do the things we want, but it's not us that gets to do them. It's another version of ourselves. And that's what I've really gone through here, is that transformation. And I feel like this is perfectly on the last day of the trip, one of the last days in that transformation. I literally see the world through new eyes today. The Talon that existed 2 months ago could not do what the Talon today has accomplished. That's for sure. We are going after crazy numbers. The part of me is like, did I expect to be here at this age? I didn't expect to be running my own agency. I was like, oh, this is a plan for when I'm like 25, 28, 30. And then part of me also is thinking, like, I'm not going fast enough. Like, all the people that I am around are making way more money than me. They're charging more than me. They have more consistency than me, honestly. And they're able to say no better. That's one thing I've learned really on this trip, is how to say no. And now I just have to deliver. I've become those people. I'm some of the people I'm around. Hitting financial success is part of it, but I think I've said this on the videos, but if I haven't, then this is a huge way that I think, is I think in kind of 2-year chunks. I don't think more than 2 years out. And a lot of people think, oh, that might be a problem. And some people are like, oh, you should just remain present. Some people are like, you should think in 10-year gaps and 10-year plans. The thing is with 10 years is it gives you too much time and you become complacent, and too little time, you kind of just start going willy-nilly. I found 2 years is that perfect bridge where you have long-term. I expect that I'm gonna die in 2 years. That's how I live. I expect to be in the ground, cremated, whatever it is. I've not decided how I wanna go, be buried yet, but it's enough time where I get to appreciate this moment, but also think further out, and gives me enough urgency as well. Because 2 years is not that long. Like, this month sped by, absolutely sped by. And I gotta get into work today too. Hopefully that was enough to give you guys some insight on my brain right now. And even though I portray certain things on Instagram, this is what's going through my head. I'm just stressed out as hell right now, but it's a good type of stress. It's showing that I'm excited and that I care. So I'm very thankful for that. I'm massively grateful. If one person got something out of this, that's all that matters. Because even if 2 people view it and one of those 2 really is like, wow, I got value, I was able to get some quotes, get some learnings, that means a ton, guys. If you're feeling stressed, feel free to DM me. I'm here for you. Of course, if you're working on your own business and feel like possibly you need help on certain things, I can see who I can connect you with, whether that's myself for my own services or one of my friends, because I basically know everyone who does everything at this point. But yeah, other than that, continue exploring and have an epic day.